Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are going to repaint ourselves yet another Mattel figure, and this time we are going with the Ekrixinatosaurus because, honestly, recently I had stumbled upon one here at a local Walmart, and I thought, man, that is such a beautiful figure, I really need to repaint one of these at some point, and then I picked it up and I just couldn't help myself. I had to leave the store with it again, even though I already have one, because as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, man, it really does bear quite the striking resemblance to the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus. So I thought, what better way to repaint it than give it the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus, and then we'll have ourselves a Disney's Dinosaur Ekrixinatosaurus, I guess. But again, sculpt-wise, even the ending to the tail has actually a very similar look to that Carnotaurus. So again, we're going to go ahead and get this painted up today to resemble that dinosaur. The very first thing I'm going to do is pop this out of the box. I'm just going to give it a real quick base coat in Territorial Beige. No need to really show that off to you guys. I'm just going to give it that solid color of beige again to start with, and then we'll start actually painting it from there. The next thing I'm going to do is apply some of this chestnut brown to the body, just sporadically in a few different areas, just to give it a little extra variation of color. Then I'm going to take the khaki and I'm going to kind of dry brush out a lot of the details for the browner areas, basically like the lower half of the dinosaur out onto the tail and the majority of the face, when it comes to like the jawline and down to, again, highlight that detail very nicely. At this point, we are going to take the red that we have here and we're going to basically paint the upper body of the Carnotaurus. Definitely something we want to do because it does have those really nice reddish tones. So let's go ahead and get that done. After that, the next step is to apply some of this purple, and since this is a light purple, I'm going to apply this first just to give it a little bit of variation to the purple, then we'll come back with a darker purple after that. Here we go, we've got our darker purple now ready. We're going to go ahead and apply this because the majority of the purplish areas of the Carnotaurus are definitely a darker tone of purple, so the darker purple is definitely going to give it that Disney's Carnotaurus look. Then we're going to take some of this pavement and we are going to dry brush out all of the detail very lightly. You definitely want to go very light with the dry brushing, and also, of course, when it comes to a dry brushing, you really want to make sure you wipe off almost all of the paint except for just a little bit, and again, it'll help to bring out all of the detail and just highlight the scales a bit more. The next step is going to be a pretty long and boring one because I have to paint out all of the different osteoderms and stuff on the body and face and everything of the Ekrixinatosaurus to, again, give it the same look as what we have on the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus. So let's get to that long and tedious process. So that took just about forever, but we now have all of the osteoderms and everything painted out. Now, obviously, the osteoderms and everything on this don't match up quite to what you do see on the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus, so this is basically the equivalent of what the Ekrixinatosaurus would look like if it were in, again, Disney's Dinosaur, because everything isn't going to match up perfectly, but it's painted with the same style and paint scheme overall. Now, the final few things that I need to do to this are basically things I'm just going to do off camera, because it's really not anything that is all that exciting, just like me painting out all of those osteoderms was not. I just basically have to paint some things that are basically going to be precision based, because we've got to paint the eyes, the teeth, and the inside of the mouth a little bit, as well as the nails. To do that, for the eyes, I'm going to use this, and then I'm going to apply some of the golden sunset, and then of course a black pupil. For the nails, I'm going to use burnt umber, because the dinosaur seems to have brown nails. At least that's what it seems in you know, the artwork and everything that I've seen, and of course checking out the film itself. And then for the inside of the mouth, I'm going to apply some of the light pink here to what is already on inside the mouth. We already have like a darker pink. I'm just basically going to like dry brush some of this light pink over it to highlight the detail and kind of lighten the inside of the mouth up, because the Carnotaurus actually has a lighter tone of pink for the inside of the mouth. And of course, for the teeth themselves, I'm going to paint them initially with chestnut brown, and then I'm going to paint over them lightly with some satin acrylic paint here that we have, some toasted marshmallow. Once all of that is done, I'm going to spray it with a dull coat, which this is what I've been using recently. It's an acrylic sealer, again a matte finish, but it still gives it, if you put enough on it, it still gives it a slight shine, which is what I kind of like. So I'm going to go ahead, finish this all up, and then we'll check it out once it's fully complete. So here is our finished Ekrixinatosaurus, and I'm actually really quite happy with the way it turned out. It's been a little while since I painted anything with the Disney's Dinosaur color scheme, so you know, I was at first wondering how good this will actually turn out, and the similarities, I think, between this and the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus is just too similar to, you know, ignore. And again, with the final, like I was saying actually earlier, but like you can see how the tail is very similar, very reminiscent to the way that the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus tail is. I feel like this is almost like Mattel's ode to that figure, which was pretty clever on their part. But again, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. I think everything, for the most part, came together quite nicely, and you know, once it actually has the coloration on it, even though the, you know, osteoderms like scales and stuff through the course of the body aren't exactly the way you see them on the Disney's Dinosaur Carnotaurus, I think it does make a really cool version of it, a really cool rendition of that Carnotaurus, and again, definitely has that look very much so like the Carnotaurus. So hopefully my paint job here has turned out pretty nice, and hopefully you guys like it. Again, I'm pretty happy with it. And actually, the noises and everything still work, which is pretty cool. I actually sprayed the dull coat right in the underside without even thinking, and luckily it hasn't damaged it. It may eventually, I'm not too sure, but I'm not really too worried about it. I wasn't intending on keeping the noises around for this because it's just a cool repaint. But again, hopefully the video helps you guys if you are interested in potentially painting up one of these to give it the Disney's Dinosaur look. Hopefully my video will help you out, and again, hopefully you guys like the paint job that I have given my Ekrixinatosaurus, and you know, you'll have to let me know, of course, in the comment section what you guys think of it, if you think it turned out nice, and if it resembles the Carnotaurus from the Disney's Dinosaur film decent enough. And of course, as always, also like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.
you.